Hey, our next mentor coming up, our next speaker is Andy Ellsworth. And here's one of the neat things I get a front row seat. I get a front row seat to be on the call with all of the reps. And Andy, I journal about everybody and everything. I have a journal and I write down journal. And I remember writing this down for Andy. I wrote down he's a goal getter. He's a goal getter. He's a guy who sees what he needs to see and he goes after it. But he does it with systems, strategies, and structures. He has a plan, and you can see a lot of times on the call, you over there, Andy? Every time on the call, I always can see like the gears turning in your head. Like you're just trying to figure out how it all comes together. And today he's going to share with you his best practices. And I'm telling you, you're going to want to have your pin out for this thing. Let's give a warm welcome to Andy Ellsworth.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Kevin, thank you. So I guess before I get into it a little bit, I know I've been up here the past couple of years, but I want to give some credit where credit's due. We talk about sales, we talk about goals, all that stuff, but I'm going to speak for my territory managers, all of us as a group, my colleagues together. We couldn't do that without you guys. I truly believe my area, I've got the best dealers possible. They believe in their area, they've got the best dealers possible. So the credit really goes to you guys. When we talk about sales, we talk about growth of the company. But then also I want to give credit to, and I don't want to steal RJ's thunder here, but I want to give credit to our office as well. Our warehouse, it's amazing. You guys, a lot of you were out there last night, how clean it is, how organized they are, how quickly we're getting product out to you guys. But then also want to give a special thank you to the gals in the office as well, especially Debbie and Glenna. Every order that goes through and goes into that company goes through one of those two gals. So they are definitely pressed. They're super busy. You guys are making the business grow so much. So just real quick, give them a round of applause. So what I wanted to do today, the topic in your catalog or in your program is the top 5 DAC products and why. RJ and I talked a little bit. I know last year Dr. Cubitt did cover that. So he gave me the leash, he gave me the leeway to tweak this a little bit and change it a little bit. So we are actually going to talk about a couple of the top 5 products, but we're also going to talk about a couple new ones as well. But I guess before I get into the products, I just want to start a little bit about why feed DAC. And I don't think this is something that I need to really preach and push to you guys because you're bought in. You're here. Your commitment, your passion, we can see that because you made that trip here. But what I want you to do is I want you to be able to take home some of these messages to your customers or potential customers because I get it a lot in my position, and I believe that you guys do is, well, why feed DAC? There's this product, there's this product, there's this product. What makes DAC difference? Well, I think we can all agree right here today, makes us different. Coming together like this, doing an event like this, I hope you guys all leave here energized. But I just want to go through and I want to hit a couple bullet points that I always give credit to when I do meetings. A lot of you guys in here have sat through my meetings, and I don't think we could be where we are as a company without a few of these bullet points. So I always start off and I talk about the expert formulation. You know, Dr. Dern and Dr. Cubitt, huge part of our team. Tanya travels with me a lot. I probably use her more than anyone. And RJ always tells me we pay them a lot of money, so make them work. So I've taken that to heart, and I definitely make Dr. Cubitt work. But you know, they're there for all of us. I never worry about a new product coming out and it not being what the horse needs. And, you know, we look at other companies that come out, we look at some of their products that come out, and it's like, holy cow, what are they actually trying to make? And then you see it changes, and it's just not right from the launch. I know Dr. Cubitt's nervous about using the NAD Plus just because, like she said, there's not a ton of solid research behind it yet, but everything there is super positive. So I don't believe we could be where we are today without the formulation, and it takes tons of pressure off of me in my position. I know we've got great products. I know these new ones coming out, you know, they're gonna do what they're meant to do. So can't give credit enough to Dr. Dern, Dr. Cubitt. Targeted solutions, and this one's a little vague here, but one thing that makes it easy for DAC, for me in my position, for my colleagues, and for you guys to sell it, is we have products for specific needs. if someone wants joint support, we've got options for them, but we're going to take care of 100% of that joint issue. Digestive, we're going to hit at 100% of it. And we were talking in training yesterday, one thing I see a lot is, and I talked about it at my meetings, we look at a lot of products out there and they say, hey, feed this one vitamin and mineral, to your horse. It's going to take care of everything. It doesn't matter if it's a young growing horse. It doesn't matter if it's a 6-day eventing horse, you're using them hard, or it doesn't matter if it's a retired horse. And one way I look at this, how many of y'all have children at home? A lot of us, right? What a blessing. Do you feed your 6-month-old the same way you eat? I hope not. Sylvan? Okay. Right? We don't, and I like to look at things the way that we look at them in the human world sometimes, and it's really simple to say it that way, but it's so true. And that is why with DAC, we offer 8 different vitamins and minerals, but they're for different ages of life. They're for different usage levels. So we don't want just one that's kind of going to do a little bit for everyone. We want to make sure that we take care of 100% of what we need to for that animal. So the targeted solutions there. And again, a lot of that goes back to using nutritionists such as Dr. Dern and Dr. Cubitt. Scientific backing. We've got some of our partners here today. We couldn't be where we are without their research, without the time that they put into the specialty ingredients we're getting them. So, Chemin, Alltech, Zenpro, Calci, Nil Odor, we're using, they make us what we are. They're a part of a lot of our supplements. So without them, we couldn't be where we are. Longevity and reputation. We've been around a long time. And I know we all start somewhere. We start at year 1. But man, to be in business for, do my math right, 43 years, right, this August. It tells you guys that you selling the products, you're at ease because they work. It tells me, I know this company's done a good job from the beginning, but the thing I like about it is we're improving all the time. Adding new products or adding new technology. So not only are we going to be in business next year, but we're striving. We're looking at, hey, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, what's going to keep us here? It's our partnerships with the companies I mentioned. It's our relationship with PHN, but it's the commitment of both RJ and Randy as well. They want this company to be the best possible company out there, whether it's in-house, how we're treated, whether it is how our dealers are treated, whether it's that product that you're able to put on the shelves. So that longevity, that reputation. It's funny, I've been with DAC now for 17 years and I lived in Wisconsin at the time. And so many people didn't hear about DAC. They didn't know about DAC, or maybe they knew the DAC oil. I had a lot of people call it the DAC oil company. They thought that's all we had. But it's really neat now. So many people know about it. We go into stores, it's on the shelves. You guys pick up catalogs, it's in there advertised, or our endorsed riders, we see that logo so much. So, that reputation we have built through the quality and the consistency that we put out there. And then the last one is the quality guarantee. That NASC relationship. I know it was a couple years ago, we had some speakers from NASC in, and I focus on this a lot. Because again, there's so many products out there, and there's really no barrier to entry. But that NASC seal, that guarantee to you guys, knowing you're getting that quality, you get that consistency, when you send that bag out to that customer, they're going to take it home with that horse. It's something in there that horse needs. It's safe. But it's the same as the bag they got last month or the month before. So I think that NASC seal in my position, it takes a lot of stress off of me. Again, I know I don't have to worry about the quality of our products. And that's a relief to me. I don't have to think, oh man, they're going to get that. I hope it's the same. I hope their horse, does as well on it. That's all taken care of. So just real quick there, in every meeting I do, I give credit to the group that I talked about here because I think we're only as good as our team, and they're a huge part of our team, every single one of them, whether it's the companies up here, whether it's Dr. Dern, Dr. Cubitt, but then also I look at all you guys as a team in here. It's been great to build relationships with you. I know a lot of you I only see here once a year, but for my dealers in here, it's been great to work with you through these years. So a few things there. Now let's get into the actual products a little bit. And what I want to do, again, these aren't necessarily our top sellers. I know a lot of us know those products very well. So what I want to do is highlight two of our newer products. I'm super excited to get the new catalog in your hands. You'll tell RJ, or RJ will tell you, and Tanya will tell you, I've been after them for quite a while to get that. We launched the LQ Performance, and the next one I'm going to talk about last March. But you've had little printouts, but we haven't had it in the catalog for you yet. So I think this is our chance to brush up on the products a little bit. I think this is our chance to really push those products and drive those products to your customers when you get home from this event. So the LQ Performance, it is a liquid vitamin and mineral, comes in the gallon size, and really it's a convenient way to provide a vitamin and mineral to your horse. We do a lot of work on the racetracks, quarter horse, thoroughbred, standardbred, whatever it may be, but a lot of work with show horses as well. And when these horses travel, lots of times they don't want to eat. In the racehorse industry, especially there, they've been after us for a long time to, hey, get a liquid vitamin and mineral, get a liquid vitamin and mineral. So Dr. Durr and Dr. Cubitt went to work on it, and that is the LQ Performance. The neat thing about it, and I think one of the biggest things, and Dr. Cubitt will tell you the same, when they're formulating this, we're looking at a lot of the vitamins and minerals on the market, the liquid ones, and you'd have to feed darn near the whole gallon to actually balance that horse's diet. What they've done with this, 4 ounces, we're gonna balance that horse's diet that's in moderate to heavy exercise. It is 100% chelated trace minerals, so they absorb at a really high rate. We've added the chromium. You'll see on a lot of these products, our partners come together. It's not just one, they all work really well. We've added the chromium in there from Kemin, organic selenium coming from Alltech there. Added B vitamins, again, at 4 ounces a day, we can balance that horse's diet. Your cost per day is higher than the granulars, but I look at it in a situation where, hey, if that horse you're on the road, it's not eating, maybe it's sick, it's not eating, well, those granulars are pretty tough to get into them. So this is an option for you guys, convenient, be able to squirt it right in their mouth. I think that 100% chelate part's important because an animal that's going through stress, those chelates, they absorb at a much higher level, so we're able to really get in there and give that horse the boost the way that they want. A couple common questions I get on this, and I'm sure you guys have as well, is how's it different than the Total Performance Plus and the Racing Formula? So the Total Performance Plus is our vitamin and mineral. The plus means it's got our Optimum Flex Plus in it, so our joint support. So the biggest difference there is the LQ Performance doesn't have any joint support in it. It's a vitamin and mineral pack. As far as how it's different than the Racing Formula, I honestly look at it like a liquid form of the Racing Formula. It is a little bit more concentrated. It is 100% chelated, but the easiest way to place it and the easiest way to explain it to your customers is, hey, this is a liquid option to a granular, which would be our Racing Formula. So again, I think this is something, and we've had great success with it over the last year now, but it's something that's also kind of sat because it's not in your catalog. And it's something I want you guys to work with your territory manager. I want you to dig in and learn a little bit more and get a little bit more comfortable with this product. It's easy to sell oil. It's easy to sell DDA because they've been around forever. We all know them. We're all comfortable. So my ask of you guys is really dig into this and ask your territory manager, hey, what can you tell me about this? What more do I need to know to really start pushing it, really start promoting it? So that's the LQ Performance. Now, the other new product that did launch last March as well, and this is, I love this product. I grew up in the fraternity world. My dad's a halter trainer, much like Randy. That's how I kind of got to know him. We do a lot of fraternity babies. Those babies were born January, February, March in Wisconsin, which in itself right there, having babies in January in Wisconsin, silly. And then we're showing them in September. We have a lot of sickness, and we've already seen not only last year, but this year, our horses are healthier. So let's talk a little bit about the Full Starter Paste. And what the Full Starter Paste is, again, it is an opportunity for us to build a healthy microbiome. I know past meetings, we've talked a lot about microbiome health. The more that we've learned about it, the more we understand. Those little bugs, that bacteria, I call them bugs, those good bugs, those bad bugs, control so much on your animal. Gut-brain axis, efficiency, immune function, and I really believe as a horseman, I think our focus needs to be on microbiome health. I truly believe in ourselves for overall health. It needs to be in microbiome health as well. So with the Full Starter Paste, it's our opportunity. When a foal is born, they're born with a clean gut. They don't have good, they don't have bad. This is our opportunity to get the good bacteria in there. You'll see again, partners are coming together in here. We've got high levels of the GI Pro 3. We know our foals are going to be exposed to that bad stuff right away. Well, there's no more important time in a foal's life to support than in those first few days, right? That first week, first 60 days. So that GI Pro, we know they're going to be exposed to that bad. We want to knock down that bad bacteria. We want to promote the good. We've got the GI Pro in there from Kemin. We've got YESAC in there again from Alltech. Again, it's our opportunity for our partners to work together to put that together and get a great product out for you. Also in it, it's got your colostrum, your IgGs for help for immune function to help get those foals off to the right start. I think one of the biggest questions that I've gotten on this is, I guess, where to use it. All the directions are in your catalog there. But for me, I think that most important time is day 3, day 4, day 5. So what my ask of you guys as dealers, I want you to at least sell this in a 3-pack. Don't let a guy buy one. I want day 3, day 4, day 5. The way we recommend it, we're going to get the results that we're pushing for. So it can be given later in life prior to stress, vaccination, weaning, anything that'll stress that animal. But the look at this, we want to be proactive, not reactive. And this isn't something that we're going to give it to just a sick foal. This is every single foal that hits the ground. We don't want to miss that opportunity to build that gut health. We don't want to miss the opportunity to help protect and build that immune system. Now, the most common question I've got on this, the two, how's it different than Rescue Aid paste and CMZ paste? So we'll start with the CMZ paste. In the CMZ paste, not every foal needs it. If a foal comes out and they're good-legged, strong, stand up, everything's looking good, they don't need CMZ. I would use CMZ on that opposite foal. He comes out, legs are a little off, he's down in the ankles, over in the ankles, maybe going through growth later in life. He gets a little buckly in the knees, a little epiphysitis. That's where I'm going to use CMZ. So not every foal needs that. In the perfect world, they come out straight-legged, boom, ready to go. But every foal needs full starter paste. How's it different than the Rescue Aid? The easiest way to look at the difference between the full starter and the Rescue Aid, with the full starter, we're building that microbiome. We're building that foundation, that strong foundation. The Rescue Aid, I look at using later in life to support that foundation. So again, the most important time, we want to build a strong foundation, that full starter paste. Again, the Rescue Aid, not every foal needs it. You get one that's going through a little stress, a little sickness, maybe diarrhea, anything like that. You could give that Rescue Aid, but that is supporting that microbiome that you've already built. And then one other one, and I forgot to put it on here, just up here, but the Pro Paste. All companies out there have a probiotic paste of some kind. We've got a basic probiotic paste as well. The easiest way to look at the full starter paste, it's the Pro Paste on steroids. And I'm leery using the steroid part. It's not a drug or anything like that, but it's much, much more advanced than just the common probiotic paste. So a few things that really set it apart. And again, you guys, it's in your catalog now. We're in foaling season right now. And I think that this is an easy sell. And it's going to cost that customer, ballpark, it might cost them $60. I think around retail cost on that to give that full starter paste. But it's one of those situations where we want to support them and we want to avoid issues down the road. I'm not going to say that foal's not going to get sick, but man, if you can avoid one vet bill, that pays for a lot of full starter paste. If you can not lose one foal, that pays for a lot of full starter paste. So you dealers, I truly believe this is something you all need on stock, especially right now. And I would suggest don't sell one tube, really push them, hey, let's get 3 tubes, let's use this product how it's recommended. Maybe get a couple extra ones if later in life, that foal does go through some scours or something like that. But definitely the 3-tube part for those newborns. So full starter paste there, and then we're going to get back into some of the old known products. I always say at my meetings, it wouldn't be a DAC meeting if I didn't talk about DDA. And you guys that have been to a meeting that I've done or my DAC days, I always quote famous people when I do meetings. Always have quotes. Well, I've got 2 quotes up here from a very, very, very famous person. So she's sitting back there shaking her head. But every horse every day should have DDA. World famous Dr. Cubitt. She said, I truly believe it. We can do so much with this product. I go back to microbiome health in not only protecting, getting more good out of whatever that horse is eating, efficiency-wise, but also that protection part. The other one in there, and I thought this is interesting. I didn't really catch on this until I think it was a couple weeks ago we were talking, and it kind of hit me in the head. She said it before, but it didn't sink. Those horses don't digest hay, the bugs do. We talk so much how important hay is to those animals, but if they don't have that microbiome health, if they don't have the good bugs in there, I don't care how expensive your hay is, I don't care how good your hay is, they're not going to utilize it very well. So I think just those two quotes right there, I think it's a lot of power, especially that bug one. Our goal, we want to support the good bugs, we want to suppress the bad. And that's what we're doing with the DDA. One of the other things that appeals a lot and why it is our number one seller, I should mention this, I've got some notes up here I'll look at. Last year in 2026, company-wise, we sold a little over 8,100 bags of DDA. When I say we, you guys sold over 8,100 bags of DDA. You break that down, I always look at per day, because man, that sounds like a lot, but per day, per work a day when the office is open, that was 33 bags going out every single day. It's almost a ton going out every single day. So again, you guys see why I give credit to the warehouse guys? I know Furman's lost a lot of weight, John's as spry as can be. You guys are making them work, so that's great. But one common question I get on this is, there's, again, so many probiotics on the market. How is it different than all those others? It's pre-probiotic, helps with protection, but this is where I fall back on the GI Pro 3. We're extremely blessed to have that product because we are the only supplement company that Dr. Dern and Dr. Cubitt work with. So we are the only supplement company that has GI Pro. They work with feed companies that utilize it, but we're the only supplement company. And again, that GI Pro, we're killing the bad stuff, we're promoting the good. If you guys are not comfortable with GI Pro, I'm not gonna go into it in detail here, but if you're not comfortable with GI Pro, get comfortable. Get with your territory manager. Other companies are using selenium, organic selenium. They're using natural vitamin, this and this. You could, hey, we're the same here. GI Pro really sets us apart. And just the overall health, the overall benefit of your animals. This product can fit into any program. That's another neat thing. They may say, hey, I'm feeding a fortified grain. I'm feeding really good quality hay. Great, you don't need to change anything. You add this, you're gonna get more good out of all that. Your herd health is gonna be improved. Your efficiency is gonna be improved. So it's a really easy push into any program, into any customer out there for you. So, but again, if you're not comfortable with the GI Pro, it's been out for 3 years now. I questioned myself on that, 3 years. Get comfortable, because it is something that sets us apart. Why DAC? Well, big thing that sets us apart is the GI Pro. It's gonna arrive alive. That is another big one. It's going to get to that hindgut, it's protected, it's gonna get to that hindgut, and it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. So I truly believe, again, words of Dr. Cubitt, every horse every day should have DDA. If you learn one product to take out to customers, I think that this is probably the first one. It appeals to everyone. It appeals to that person, oh man, I wanna save money. Great, let's get those horses more efficient. Let's get them healthier, you're gonna have less vet bills. It also appeals to that customer that is very health conscious. Oh, I want my horse to have I don't care what it costs, I wanna have a healthy horse. Great, let's feed DDA. Let's protect, let's get efficiency, and let's focus on that microbiome. So again, our number one seller overall on the 40-pound bag side, DDA. And then we move on to our number one seller overall in quantity, and that's the DAC oil. And all of you guys in here know the DAC oil. I know we've talked a lot about it on the past, but it's 98% fat, no sugar, no starches. It's a blend of 5 different oils. We do use natural vitamin E in it, so again, a benefit there. But the neat thing on this as well, it adds to any feed program. We don't have to change, we don't have to take things out. You get that customer that maybe, hey, I want a little help with my hair coat. Great, let's push DAC oil. You've got that customer that says, hey, I want to gain a little weight. Well, shoot, 98% fat, no sugar, no starch. Let's add some oil. Not just a couple ounces for weight gain. We're pushing up 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 ounces. We're pushing up a little bit higher there. But as far as numbers-wise, the office sent out a little over 118,000 gallons of oil last year. You guys that were there last year, you saw the 2 oil barrels in the back there. Each of those holds a semi. We have a semi coming in about every 3 weeks to refill those. So pretty amazing. Unit-wise, our number one seller for the company was the gallon size of oil, which be honest, I don't sell a whole lot of those. I sell the 5 gallons and the 55 gallon, but the gallon size of oil, last year, days of work at the office, they sent out on average, just that 7 house size, about 107 of those per day. So again, you think about that box of 4, that's a lot of boxes there. So again, this is what you guys have done. It's grown so much, you know. I think last year we're around 110,000 gallons of oil. You've grown over 8,000. So one big question I get is every company's got an oil. You know, Dr. Cubitt had, I think, 3 or 4 different ones up here. Every company's got an oil. Why DAC oil? What sets it apart? Well, I think if you've fed it, you've seen that difference. But this is something that we need to kind of portray to our customers. I think one big thing that sets DAC apart is we do use a canola oil base. You look at a lot of companies out there, they're using a soybean oil or corn oil base. Our canola oil is lower in omega-6s. So that canola oil base is a big differentiator there. We've also got wheat germ, flax, and fish oil in it, which are omega-3 fatty acids. And omega-3s are anti-inflammatories. I'll never sell the oil and say that, hey, it's going to pull inflammation from your horse, but I'm going to sell it to you and say, I don't care how much you feed, you're not going to cause inflammation. You're not going to cause puffy hocks. You're not going to cause that young horse that you're fitting for a sale and you're pushing him really hard and you've got him heavier than maybe he should and you're working him really hard. We're not going to cause more inflammation in that horse's body. So I think that's one big thing that sets it apart. They're all 98% fat. They're all putting calories at the same rate. It's just a matter of how safely you're putting those calories in and what else you can do there. And then another question I get, what will I see? And I think this is the number one thing is, and for you guys when you're talking to customers, what I've found is lots of times people don't care what's in the product. They want to know what they're going to see when they feed it. Hey, if I feed this, what am I going to see? What's the change? Well, the oil is a great one to start with because A, it happens fast, B, it's a visual change.